right, we'll wait till we get a few people watching before we start.
I think we should turn the lights out.
What, for the ghost to come out? Mm-hmm. You think?
I think that's why Danny wanted us to do it early.
Maybe, right? Welcome to another live edition of the Showcase Pod. I am Don Vega, joined by the boss, Chris Blackheart. We are live in the Showcase Pro Wrestling Training Center and Arena in Woonsocket for some ghost stories.
Ghost stories.
We're live and, on location, and Daniel's probably ghost hunting somewhere, but...
Well, I think Danny should be ghost hunting the ghost hunters.
You can move forward, Chris Blackheart. We don't want you to feel left out here. And
It'll be like every other day.
We are live, and shit goes down when we got 5 people watching. I can't see who's on the chat, but yeah, thanks for tuning in this week, and we're gathering, gearing up for a live event coming up this Saturday night in Woonsocket.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Thursday. It's Halloween.
Yeah, tomorrow night. It's Halloween.
I know.
Today we're here because
I did this for you because
we were supposed to see some ghosts.
Right, I was told that you get kind of scared on Halloween. You want to stay in your house.
I don't get scared of anything.
A day early.
I don't get scared of anything. I mean,
or
Danny was the one that suggested
that
we be on tonight, and
so we have a 300.
Here we go. Let me adjust this.
32-pound guy.
Yeah,
afraid.
The 1,000-pound club, and he's scared of ghosts, or he's gonna dress up and go trick or treating. One of the two.
So if you are in the Warwick area, and if you see a 300-pound ghost, that could be Dan Badandi.
It's probably Danny with a white hood. I mean, that's a risky move. Big guy with a white blanket running around. I mean, not too.
All right, so. Maybe we should put out tomorrow what Danny's going to dress up as.
Okay, so let's get right to it. This Saturday night, beginning with Crown Jewel, we had some picks that we chose last week on the podcast. There were some matches added to Crown Jewel this Saturday, 1 p.m. One being Randy Orton taking on Kevin Owens. So we're going to do a pick on those. Who do you have in that match?
I got Randy.
Okay, so Blackheart's got Randy. Let me write it down.
So what we have to do from now on, and we said this on the show last, we should get 2 pieces of paper, make little squares. I write mine, you write yours.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But for now, Danny's got the other ones we picked. I'm picking Kevin Owens.
All right, you write down. Okay, you got Owens.
I got Owens. You got Orton. Another match that was added this past week was United States title matchup. LA Knight defends the title in a triple threat match against Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. Who do you have on that one? We got a hometown boy in this matchup.
I want to go with the hometown. See, that's a tough one. I'll let you go first. You choose first. And I'll choose.
You're going to copy my...
No, whoever you choose, I'll choose the other 2.
Okay, so I believe that LA Knight will retain the United States Championship. So I'm going with LA Knight.
I'm going to go the hometown boy. I think maybe it's his time to sneak one out.
You got Carmelo Hayes? Yeah. Okay, so Blackheart's got Carmelo.
Yeah.
Christian Casanova, hometown boy.
Then he's going to moonwalk
right into the championship picture. Yeah. Okay, all right. So with that being said, later on that night, we return right here to Woonsocket. To Showcase Pro Wrestling Training Center.
I think it's phenomenal that the WWE is our pre-show.
And the pre-events.
Yeah, thank you. So on behalf of Showcase Pro Wrestling WWE, thank you for being the warm-up, the curtain jerker. But the good part about that is it isn't conflicting. A lot of times now when they are doing the premium events, it is conflicting. Between if they have a start time at 7:00. Average indie show typically starts around 7. So the fact that it's starting early, I think that's good.
Yeah.
So it was, if I'm not mistaken, is it 1 o'clock?
So 1 o'clock Eastern time.
So that's perfect.
On Peacock.
Yep.
For that event. And then, like I said, it brings us here 2 Showcase Saturday night in Woonsocket, 7:07 p.m. bell time this Saturday. A lot of great action in store for that night coming up here in Woonsocket. And then 2 weeks from that, they were returning back to the Taunton BFW Hall in Taunton, Massachusetts. That's a Friday night, 7:47 p.m. bell time. And we already have a big matchup that's been.
We do, is getting some traction, getting some videos out there now on both sides. I did talk to the consistent ones.
The inconsistent bumps.
They have a training video that's coming out. It should be out where we'll post it first on Showcase Pro Wrestling fan page. So if you're not a fan already, go on there. That's where we try to break stuff out first. It will be on social media at SP Wrestling, but.
So you're doing your own videos with these guys?
No. I know. They shot it themselves.
I heard they were out in the parking lot somewhere earlier today.
Well, could have,
Because they're supposedly coming here to train, but I saw more hair combing than anything
Well,
else.
that's part of training.
So,
Grooming
yeah.
techniques, making sure the feather is where it should be.
If for those that don't know, the 15 in Taunton, the real deal Joe Davis, another hometown boy, is going to be returning to the ring after being retired for over 10 years to join one of his fellow comedians, Johnny Rotten, which he got attacked by your buddies AZ and Michelson. So they're trying to get payback, and we will see that match.
Well, no, and on behalf of Sergeant Muldoon and John Cena Sr., I think it was phenomenal that between the three of us, we put that match together, and
Yeah.
contracts were signed really quick. We gave Joe leeway, Rodden, he's not a wrestler. We had a lot of legal stuff we had to go through him, but being a true man, he stepped up. He's like, I want it. I want the challenge. And he goes, if I get one good punch in, that's all he needs.
Well, he better get a couple of good punches in. And again, that's November 15, Thanksgiving Thunder at the Taunton BFW Hall in Taunton, Massachusetts. Chris Blackheart, we're here live and live in color. Have you heard any weird noises from downstairs?
All right. So yesterday when I got here, right, I thought of you. And I don't like thinking of you when I come in here. Because when I think of you, I think of the times that you did have a couple incidents here. And I'm looking straight, and I'm like, I'm not looking through the side. I'm not doing the side view, because that's a lot of times when stuff happens, right?
I mean, yeah,
And I turned the light on, and I glanced slow, and everything was fine. But, I think when I flip the switch and you're doing a workout here, I feel fine.
well,
But when I think about it, you do the glance, and you're like, oh, did I see something? Did I hear something? And then, you should take a tour.
so we're gonna take a tour.
You wanna take a tour?
We'll take a tour
What-
before we
with
wrap
the lights
things up
off,
here.
though?
Before we wrap
Like-
things up, we'll go downstairs and we'll show the people the basement, which is actually the locker room when we run shows here.
Yeah, the basement, the elevator shaft with the clothes
yeah,
that were in
we'll
there.
take a
Oh, yeah,
little
there's kids'
tour.
clothes in the elevator shaft.
I mean, there's been a lot
Like,
of
I
incidents.
I haven't seen anything, I haven't heard anything, but,
So we got Ken Waxon joining us again on this week here on the pod. Ken's always logging in, tuning in. We got a question, CT. Alex Rated, my partner, he's been hurt. We talked about this before. We relinquished the titles.
Yeah.
We will have a tournament for the SPW Tag Team titles that is coming up on the month of December. And all the details for that.
yeah, we're actually working out.
coming up
I
short.
got some things I'm throwing out there, and I'm gonna leave it out there. I got some interesting ways of putting this together, and we're gonna go through the championship committee and find out which way we can do it. But the good part of you're not the number one seed. You're the first people being invited, which is great.
Yeah.
It's good to see Alex back. Saw him actually last week. It was kind of sad when he came down here. And
You're
literally-
actually sad about
No, it
somebody?
was sad because he had to give me the title, and it's sad because you should win or lose in the ring.
Well,
With
it is what
some
it
days
is.
a little cheating. I mean, a little winning usually helps.
A little cheating.
No, I said winning.
Oh, I thought you
I
said
said a
cheating.
little winning helps. But the fact that you guys were in there, we have some invitations out there for other tag teams, and a couple of new form tag teams, and that's swinging back to, this Saturday in Woonsocket, there's some people that want to come together and do tags that they normally don't tag.
Well, we'll
You know,
find out what
so-
happens this Saturday night here in Woonsocket. If anybody oh God, don't do that. You're moving. You see, bad stuff moves
But
the phone, Chris Blackhart. You're
usually
moving. You're
horses
moving
do
our
that.
little
Horses
deal
move
here with the
stuff.
phone. Horses could stay in
Oh,
their
yeah,
stable
look, I
and
cut your head off.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big head to cut off in the first place.
yeah,
but-
it's all right. It's okay. Don't. Okay, so now I gotta adjust because Blackhart
No,
wanted
that's
to play
more than
games
fine.
in the table here. But speaking of playing games, who else is on?
Well,
Who else
you
is on the
check that.
chat
Let me check
here
Danny. Danny sent a
this
message.
week? What are
He
you guys
sent a
doing
message.
for Halloween? Leave us a comment if you're going out trick or treating. If you have any ghost stories of your own to share.
I got it. I got Danny just text me. He's gonna be a Democrat.
He's gonna be a
He's
Democrat.
gonna be a
for Halloween.
Democrat.
I don't know
Yeah,
if that's
yeah.
something that we could be
Yeah, he's
putting
gonna
out here
be-
in the pod.
No, we sent him back. He's gonna be Sabrina Matos for Halloween.
Oh, okay.
So that means you would never see her.
So that means he's gonna get dressed like a clown.
What? Yeah, but you never see Samantha. Sabrina, you never see her, right?
Well, Sabrina
That's
Samantha
wink, wink.
Matos.
That's a joke.
I
there.
mean, are you gonna move the freaking?
I am okay.
Come on, Chris Blackhart. Like
Killing me, kid.
we have some more comments here. Summer Sanders is back. When is Lumen coming back?
Lumen.
Want to see more of him. Samantha, you gotta get Lumen off your payroll.
Yeah.
When is Lumi coming back?
Who's Lumi? All right. I have not talked to
I don't know.
Lumi.
We had training here tonight, right?
Yeah.
Where is Lumi?
I think with the change of season, he'll be back in the winter season. Which, I'm going to give you a quick reminder, this Sunday morning, it's fall back, so you get an extra hour of sleep.
You love sleeping, huh?
Well, that extra hour, I mean,
You know who doesn't sleep?
oh,
Ghosts.
ooh.
They stay up all night.
Are you sure about that?
I don't know. That's what I heard. That is what I hear.
Speaking of that, all right, since we are in Rhode Island, has anyone listened to the Jericho podcast? I mean, a while ago, a little short time ago, where they did the Bridgewater Triangle?
You know what's funny? I was talking to one of the guys about this actually last night on the drive back to his house. He had mentioned he wanted to take a cruise. He also mentioned about a spot here near Diamond Hill, Tower Hill, in Cumberland, where they have this story that if you drive by slow, this person will hop in your back seat and you will see it through the rearview mirror or something like that. I'm not sure if you're from Cumberland, if you're from Rhode Island, and you wanna clarify
I may
that
have to ask
story.
D-Rex that one.
Leave us a comment. Yeah, he might be riding with some ghosts. He disappeared this week, so if he is, let us know if Papa Rex is in the chat room this evening for
So-
some ghost stories.
So, but it kind of going up Route 44, there's a story on that somebody pops in or you see them, walking and you're driving and the person's,
seen,
like,
I
and the
seen
person's
quite
like
a-
right there, you're driving, 45 miles an hour and the person's right there next to you.
Yeah.
That's what the area, so yeah.
Well, I've never seen anybody next to me at Route 44.
Well, no, and
the dead hitchhiker confirmed here by Daniel Albies. I butcher your last name, but yep, he says there's a hitchhiker on Route 44.
Route 44, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
see,
so-
before we had the little bridge debacle in Rhode Island, typically coming back from Tawny shows, I'd be going 44, so.
Yep, Franklin as well. He confirmed that. Where Franklin went? I thought he was joining us here.
Franklin?
Yeah, he left.
Franklin.
He disappeared like the
he's-
ghost.
Yeah, he's old school. He doesn't like ghosts, man.
Oh, all right. He could have joined us in for this edition of the Halloween show. I thought he was sticking around, but he took off on us.
Kind of like Jay Hollywood. We said ghost and boom, he was gone.
Yep, he disappeared.
I knew we should have got the duct
He's
tape.
probably at the local restaurant somewhere right now,
Nah, he's either tired or sleeping.
or hungry. That's usually his to-go
Well,
line. I haven't eaten all day, and I'm hungry. So if you're watching, you want to confirm that? Yeah, we might have
All right,
confirmation.
so
here
if
soon.
anyone, well, okay, so we are looking for ghost hunters, right? Mm-hmm. We had
We
two,
do want to do the
Yes.
episode. I mean, a lot of people were jumping the
Yes.
gun and they wanted to do it, and then when it came down to go time, a lot of people just disappear. No pun intended.
well, it's funny, we're ghost hunting, we're looking for ghost hunters and everybody disappears like a ghost.
Yeah.
So if you are a ghost hunter in the New England area, and we do actually have a couple of, not just our place in Woonsocket, but we have actually a couple of venues that we go to that there has been some sightings of potential ghosts or other activities. So if you are a local ghost hunter and you want to get some, what's that, extra ghost? Yeah,
I don't know how the
but
thing
you know,
goes
you want a
down, but-
story, because we've been here almost 15 years, and there hasn't been, anyone came here besides you that can verify ghosts.
Well, it is what it is. I know what I heard, and
Oh, yeah, no,
I
I'm
came
not.
here multiple times
nope.
during pandemic by myself.
Yeah.
Because
But even what, people forget, during the day here, if you don't have the lights
it's a
on,
ghost town, man. Like,
it is a little dark in here.
it's a ghost town in here, and especially during the pandemic when Socket was empty, like the streets were like.
Yeah.
And I would come in here and train by myself, and whether it was my mind playing tricks, which it was multiple occasions, I don't know.
Well, yeah, no, the picture was a little airy, the other one, when you said that you heard some, was it chains?
Yeah, it was like scraping, like the type of scraping you
Yeah,
do when
yeah,
you're raking
so-
leaves, like raking.
Yeah, we have no leaves in here, no raking in
So,
here.
and when I went downstairs, it got quiet. There was nothing around, and I came back
That's
up.
kind
And,
of brave of you. I don't know if I would've went downstairs.
I mean, you have to check. I mean, what could be a animal or something, So, speaking of animals, we will return here at the end of the month because, as you know, the annual stroll is happening in
Yep.
Woonsocket.
We are still waiting for an invitation. We haven't got one in about 11 years, but we will be a part of it.
The
Holiday stroll.
The holiday stroll.
See, we used to be a part of it, and we used to have, it wasn't Bozo, it was somebody the clown that would actually put them out, at our place. And it worked out good. But what used to happen is we used to always run the Moose Lodge in Attleboro the same weekend. So that's why we're not running, we're doing 2 November shows here. We're doing on the 2nd, and then, what is it, the 20, is it?
The 30th.
The 30th.
Yeah.
We're basically doing a week early, because if not, we would have done Taunton on the 6th, and then us on the 7th here.
So, when is the stroll?
The stroll should be the 7th, and we will be a part of it, officially or unofficially.
Yep.
So basically, we're gonna run
Last
train.
year you were causing trouble, Chris Black.
What are you talking about?
You
Last
got
year?
yelled at by somebody across the street.
All right. So you want to know, all right? So last year, right, there was a potential bomb scare, right?
Yeah.
And we invited the people. I think there was an orchestra out there. We invited them. They want to move.
It was carolers.
To our place.
Yeah.
Which I thought was being nice. And then we had we put the speaker out there. We were playing, music, and we were testing, the carol. They were starting, and we were just testing to make sure it was working. And
Yeah.
this guy that we gave free tickets to started going off like a little Karen. Right? And I'm like, right when, obviously I knew they were playing.
This turned from
So-
ghost stories to Karen
No,
stories.
so we literally shut up. He got all upset. And he goes, "I don't want your tickets," And then he just dropped him, and I'm like,
that was
yeah.
actually,
I'm like, what are you talking
that
about?
was actually pretty funny that day. I remember that.
Yeah.
He got mad at the wrestling music. you were
Yeah.
playing.
So it was like, here we're trying to, there was potentially an incident that was happening here, and we want to, help people take shelter and yet still keep the, the holiday vibe and theme. So, yeah. So
You're
no
a heater,
good deed. So
You're a heater, Blackheart.
no, I was nice.
So the night before the stroll, we're back at the Taunton BFW
Yes,
Hall
and that would
for
be-
seasons beatings and the tag team
And,
tournament
yes.
to crown the new SPW tag team champions. That's a Friday night, 7:47 p.m. bell time, and then we move on to the end of the month. RCW returns to Medford, Massachusetts, in Medford, Mass, for the closing of the year, the season. With the Native American former WWE superstar Tatanka will be in action that night. So get your tickets at RoyalCrownWrestling.com for that event. in Medford, Massachusetts on December the 27th, Friday night. It's 7 p.m. bell time for that card there. Then the next night, obviously, we're back here
Yep.
for the big closing of the year. And the tripod and everything falling here. December the 28th
I think about
in
that.
Woonsocket.
No one knows what to get people for Christmas half the time anymore, right? What is better than pro wrestling tickets? You can do a doubleheader. You do RTW on the 27th, us on the 28th, a pure wrestling fan. That's a great gift.
Well, yeah, I guess, you're,
They could maybe see you 2 nights in a row.
well, that could be good.
Yeah, well, for somebody.
Are you buying any special gifts this year?
For Christmas?
Yes.
What?
Last year you
Wait,
said
wait.
you wasn't. Last year, this was Blackheart. Pay attention,
I don't-
folks out there watching.
What did I say?
Last year, the Grinch over here said that he wasn't exchanging gifts because he didn't need anything. Remember that?
Yeah, I did. Me and Mrs. Blacker, we had a call, and we did do stuff, and
You didn't need anything. You
I
said.
didn't.
So, cause he didn't need anything, he didn't have to give anything.
All right. We're still in October, right? To me, you feel like Walmart right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're already pulling the Christmas trees out.
Yeah, I don't know. Yep, we do. See, Christmas is coming, Becky. So
No.
we are taking donations for a new tripod. We got a comment here about the tripod. So, yep.
It's more like a
Because
water pot.
we know Santa Blackheart ain't gonna get
Oh,
one.
you're
so.
killing me.
Yep. So this year you're gonna continue the tradition, or
We haven't had those discussions yet because it's still October, so.
no? Okay.
But I will tell you that
Blackheart will be passing out candy tomorrow night since we did the podcast. He will be giving out Snicker bars and all.
absolutely. I'd be giving one to my right hand to give it to my left hand. I used to do that,
When? It's been a long time.
I
huh?
did. I used to give out candy, and I used to laugh because when I remember my mom, I used to say, "Hey, Mom, how many people coming?" You get like 28, 30, 30 people.
Blackheart, I can see
We
it
were
now.
having like 4 or 5 people.
Blackheart be giving out candy. He got the candy bar in one hand, a scissor in the other one. He cut the kids' bags.
No,
Same
no,
candy
no,
bar will fall. Give it to the next
but
one.
No, I was the guy who would give you like 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Yes.
Oh my God, I have
Because
to.
wait, when you were a little Vega, right? When you used to go out Halloween, right? People used to give you like Dum Dums. Like I didn't like Dum Dums. Like I wanted chocolate. When people would give you like an apple, Yeah,
Well-
an apple. Who gives an apple on Halloween?
Well, back in
But they give you like one thing. It's like, come on, give a couple.
back in Little Vegas era, back when I was in New Jersey, we kept trick or treating to a minimum because back in the day, like Fat Joe, you ever heard the rapper Fat Joe?
No.
So they were putting razors in the kids'
Oh
candy.
yeah, I know. We had
So
that.
you
too.
know,
Yeah, we had razors.
So yeah, we kept the candy hunting to
Yeah.
a very minimum, unless you knew the neighbors and all that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think we had some problems in Providence for the last couple
Yeah.
of years on that too. I mean,
So all jokes aside, if you are
Yeah.
bringing the little ones tomorrow to trick or treat,
yeah, literally
be very
check the
careful.
candy, give it to mom, dad, grandpa, let them check it out. But on the other hand, if you're one of those sick fucks that does that, hope you get caught. 'Cause
Well,
that. And if you see older kids and they're dressed up, give them candy. Like I
So-
like seeing the older kids.
Let me get back to some of the comments here. Blackheart looks like the guy who would give
Dum Dums, I don't give Dum Dums. I don't even buy them.
fun-sized candies.
What? You're supposed to get fun size. You're not gonna get the full bar. You're not gonna get the full Snickers.
Yeah,
Nobody
that-
does that.
Daniel says you'll be the guy who gives fun-sized candy.
Shut up. Everybody gives fun size.
That's probably very accurate.
Everybody gives fun size.
Nah,
But
I
I
don't
give
know.
a couple of them.
I don't know. He gives a couple of them, Dan. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, so you give out like full Snickers? I doubt it. No one does that.
Okay.
Very rare. I remember when I was a little Blackheart
It's
going
a-
trick or treating.
it's
Very
a touchy,
rare you would
it's a
get the big
touchy
one.
subject. Blackheart's getting passionate
No,
about
no,
this.
but it's
He's
just-
getting a little ticked off.
Just let
so.
you know, if you came to my house and if I gave it out, it
Yeah.
would be Snickers and
Big
Reese's
if.
and little Hershey's, right?
Okay, all right. How many of the ones you're not eating are you giving out?
Well, no, I mean, and that's when the numbers are in my favor because, well, what used to happen is you buy, 3 or 4 bags and you get 6 or 7 kids, and what do you
So-
do with the other, pieces?
Yep, he said all fun size though.
Shut up! You're not giving the full size,
All right.
Is this Dan Pedante?
This is Daniel Alves.
Danny. Danny, go. I'm gonna take you a permanent way, Danny.
All right. So Ken says, why buy a new tripod when you can have one of the new trainees be the tripod? Well, that's a great thing you brought
Well,
up there, Ken.
okay. You wanna be a funny
Nowadays, the new kids don't stay in for the long run. They get out of here before us. They're in and out. That's Ken Waxon. Yeah. The guys
know
don't.
him?
Yes, Kenny B. Gunn. The kids don't last the whole show like back in the day, Ken. They leave. They feel like they got better things to do. Yeah.
But on the flip side, when you are in the training program here at the Showcase Running Training Center, you do learn, filming and editing and announcing and refereeing. It's just
that's-
just not the wrestling part of it. Is
Yeah, it's a full thing. It's a full package. But like he said, we could have had somebody videotaping us. So, he's got a valuable
Then we
point
gotta
there.
give some fun size.
CT says, what about Milky Ways?
Milky Way. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Milky Ways. I like a crunch.
Yeah.
I like a crunch.
You like the almond Snickers, Cause Blackheart?
I
The
do
king
those. I
size
do.
bars.
Those are good. Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Blackheart's
Yeah,
lunch.
or Snickers are good. Reese cups. I would get Reese. Yeah, Snickers. Something about it. Snickers. I like Milky Ways. Not so good. Almond Joy. 50-50.
So we got Royal Crown Wrestling in the house. Our friend Jose is in the house, and he says he used to trick or treat with trash bags only
Yeah.
to sell his candy at school.
Ooh, nice entrepreneur
You're
spirit.
giving him ideas.
I like it. I
You
like
should,
it.
you should be not giving this guy ideas, Jose. Now he's gonna trick or treat, bring those candies here to the training center, and sell it at the confession stand.
So that being said, can you guys please buy the big bars, not the fun size?
So if you see any selections of Snickers, Reese's,
So yes, all right.
all
So-
that, and
So
the
if
next
some
day in-
reason at the upcoming events, you see Lita Jessa Blackheart
Yeah.
selling fun size, you know what I did.
Yeah, he
and you
went
can
trick or-
call me out that I went trick or treating and then I fun sized everything.
Blackheart
But
put a
no.
mask on. He's a big 15-year-old kid trick or treating.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that wouldn't be the case.
Summer Sanders says, Chris, you look like Ted DiBiase,
That's a compliment. That's a compliment.
the $1 Million Man.
Yep.
Is that a jab or a
I
compliment?
think that's a compliment.
I mean, she trying to call you cheap or
Everybody has a price.
everybody's got a price?
The only question is how many fun sizes is it?
Oh man, unbelievable. Enough of the candy. Where's the good food? I don't know. Blackheart doesn't eat a lot of stuff. He's a picky eater, right? You're like
very bland, very
meat,
bland.
meat and potatoes guy.
Yeah, I know, and you always bring it up that if we went to some of your favorite restaurants,
Yeah, he
that's
doesn't
not-
like.
that's not Buffalo Wild Wings, right?
Yep.
Right. More.
Well, he doesn't eat. I can't bring him to
Yeah.
a typical Puerto Rican
Yeah,
dinner.
yeah.
I can't bring him to a Spanish place to eat some rice and
Yeah.
beans,
Yeah, I'm
or
not
arroz
really-
con andule, or
Yeah,
pernil, or any of that, because Blackheart doesn't eat any
Yeah,
of
I'm
that.
not. I haven't tried it in a while, but the problem is,
Tried it at Jackson's wedding. You didn't eat any.
I had a little. Again, I tried it. It's just I'm not accustomed to it, and it's not something that I enjoy. So I
Royal
wouldn't want to
Crown
waste.
Wrestling says his menu is fire, and he does have some good tacos. You had any other tacos last time you went up to Royal Crown?
No,
Tacos and sliders and all that
no,
good
no,
stuff.
no. But
yeah.
I'm better at tacos.
So, you might have to try them next time you go up. But yeah, I mean, let's see, we got another comment coming in. Becky says, arroz con pollo. Yeah, arroz con pollo, that's
Oh,
good
yeah,
too.
that's chicken.
Chicken and rice.
Just so I will be restarting
By
my
Spanish style.
my Spanish class for like the 9th times coming up soon.
I've known this guy for like 26 years now, and he's always been telling me that he's gonna take a Spanish
I do.
class.
I have to take it again. I am terrible. I do try though, and I do find out when you do
He knows
attempt-
two. He knows 2 words. What are they?
No, I
Give the people
I
the
know
2 words.
cerveza,
Cerveza.
cerveza, and the problem is
Una, por favor.
por favor, yeah.
Una.
Una, yeah.
Yep.
Well, and this is one of my problems, right? So I will remember some of my. I took French, I think high school, and Spanish in college. What happened is sometimes I combine them. It sounds beautiful, but it makes no sense. You know.
So are you telling me that Jessa knows more Spanish than you do?
She's actually yes.
She knows more about Spanish food than you do.
She does. She has a lot of diverse friends.
Yeah.
When it comes down to dietary needs, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, she likes it. You bring her, yeah. You should bring her.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring her some
no,
Spanish
she'll-
food.
No, she likes it. She likes the rice and beans.
Bring her some pastelillos and
yeah.
some of that stuff next time we have it. So December menu. What's the December menu? We just
All right,
talked
we're not
about.
going to- we're not
we
going to
just-
Christmas.
We just talked
We're in
about.
October.
We're talking about Royal Crown. We did mention that we'll be back in Medford the 27th. What is the menu? Let us know. Other than the fun size candy that Blackheart's gonna give out tomorrow.
Yeah, I would say those would be good in December. By the way,
What, the candy?
Yeah, because when this is a little Blackheart story, right? So what I used to do, right? So I used to hide them. We had a piano in the house, and we had like the old-fashioned piano seats.
Yeah.
So I'll put my candy in there, right? So I'll see like the chocolate always went first,
Yeah.
but then suddenly you forgot about it. So like here it comes Easter, and I get Easter candy, right? So I'd put the Easter candy there. Then I would find the Halloween candy, which would be like the Dum Dums, the little what was it, Mentos wafers. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jesus Christ, you were like a little mouse hiding,
Yeah,
hibernating.
because you couldn't eat all of it at once.
There's Blackheart. There's Blackheart for you, saving his candy. Amor 2025 asks who will be wearing the Santa suit for December.
Usually Santa.
Yeah,
on.
right.
Santa
Claus.
wears a Santa suit. Silly
I
people.
seen Santa Claus the last time I was
Well,
here.
you see a lot of things here. I mean,
Well, last year I was in the ring with Santa Claus.
yeah.
Yeah.
You were
he was-
very nice to him, right?
He was hitting. No, I was nice. I held up the rope for him and everything.
That was very good.
Yeah, that was nice.
Anyone has footage on that? Please post it.
Yes.
Justin, post that. I'm not buying it. I don't think Vago's nice to
So,
Santa.
somebody's voting for Blackheart to be Santa Claus.
Listen, wink, wink. Don't have to tell anyone, but for some of the local charities, I was doing at the Moose Lodge charities, I was doing Santa. Phenomenal.
You were Blackheart Claus.
Blackheart Claus, yes. And one of the greatest videos we have, right? We did it here. When Jess was little, Kathy brought her in.
Yeah.
She sat on my lap for 10 minutes. It was the most awkward 10 minutes. Because she's looking at me like, I can't believe I'm looking at Santa. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. So it was cute.
You had a Christmas tree here at one point,
We
right?
did. We got one downstairs. When you go
So,
down and find the ghost tonight, you can bring them the
You
Christmas
might,
tree.
we might wanna have the Christmas tree back up. Coming up for
We'll have Jay Hollywood. Come set
the
up all
last
by
show in one socket here. The December show. We might have to have the Christmas tree. Another question here. Let's see what we have. What's your favorite male wrestler of all time? What's your favorite male wrestler of all time? Chris Blackheart.
I still like Flair, man. Flair, like when you bring back the videos of the '80s, of the promos, and
Chris Blackheart's a Ric Flair
yeah, I
guy.
always but then, I like Telly too. Telly
Yeah.
was I like him even more now when he finally was such a prick,
Well, yeah.
So that part was always good. I like Dusty, I liked Hogan too, but I didn't like Hogan.
Yeah,
Hogan
for
was
me-
Hogan.
for me, it was a
on
mixed-
the On the
mix-
business side now, you love Hogan
Yeah.
when you hear the stories.
mix of guys. I mean, Hogan was my guy when I came back to the States after leaving for a couple of years to Puerto Rico, where I started watching wrestling. And obviously over there I had my favorites like Carlos Colon and Miguel Perez and TNT, which later became Savio. So a mix of guys. But yeah, Hogan, you like the story with Honky?
I did. You want to tell the people?
The $10,000 leg drops.
Yeah. So everybody was complaining about Hogan.
Yes, I seen it recently. It was like a shoot interview with the Honky Tonk Man where he talked about how guys used to call him a bootlicker and a yes man because he was always friends with Hulk Hogan, and he loved Hogan and Hogan loved him, and he actually pitched for Honky to become the champion when he was the Intercontinental Champion. I forgot who was gonna get the belt before they put it on Honky. Someone else was supposed to get the belt, but something happened with that person, and Hogan said, "Put it on Honky."
All right, that was Steamboat who dropped it, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
I want to say Butch Reed, but I don't know if that's
Yes, it was Butch Reed, the natural Butch Reed. Yep.
right. Didn't something happen? Like he
Yeah.
didn't show up?
Yeah, that's
or-
what it was. He didn't show up. Hogan said, "Just put it on Honky,"
Yeah.
and they ran with that. And anyways, they were friends. So a lot of the guys back in those times, they were anti Hogan for whatever reason. Obviously, we know the reasons. He was the number one guy. He was on top. He was a champion. He was making the money. He was setting the new path to what it is now, pro wrestling. But Honky got to wrestle Hogan a lot during those times. And while people were complaining about not wanting to lose to Hulk Hogan, Honky was making 10 grand each match that he wrestled Hogan. And this is back in the 80s. So, there was times that they would wrestle 9 times during a week. So he would just he would just lay down there, and then he'd see Hogan coming up with the leg drum. He's like, "That's another 10 grand being deposited to my bank account." So if you can make $90,000 in a week working a guy, I would like that guy also.
What? And my thought when you told me that story, I'm like, okay, if he's getting 10, what's Hogan getting? 30?
Oh, he was
30?
He was making
50?
he was making more than fun size.
So you think maybe if those numbers are correct, man, that's almost $500,000 a week.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's hard for me to read the comments from here from this phone. DiDiassi comment, it's on the spot. Put some glasses on Chris and hand him $1 million title. Yeah.
Thank you for the compliment.
So I guess you're the new Ted DiDiassi.
I like Ted.
Ted Blackheart. I mean, Blackheart was going to be an Indian at one point. His name was going to be Black Hawk.
Oh, yeah.
And, we never saw Black Hawk, but, I bet you wish you would have done it.
Well, yeah, no, it's funny, like when you go back and tell stories and when you coach and talk to the kids, probably an opportunity that I probably should have done,
Yeah.
but kind of like what Jerry Seinfeld said, he didn't want to be a pirate. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to be an Indian.
Well, I've also didn't want to be a judge, so.
Right, and again, when you look at it, you should have been a judge, I should have been Indian.
I mean, I've seen a couple of judges lately, but portraying one.
Victorious judges, but.
Portraying one and, being in front of one are two different situations. Brian Kudo is on the chat and he says, but he blew the finish.
I don't understand the question.
He blew the finish. Brian, Chris, do you think Brian knows a thing or two about blowing finishes?
Yeah. Well, if I'm not, you must have that match, and I remember.
I have that match.
Right, and I remember.
You want to get into detail?
No,
Because
no,
you
no.
know I know details
Right.
of my
So
matches.
I'll tell you what I remember.
Okay,
right?
let's see Blackheart's
All right, so-
details. And now you're gonna put me on the spot to go and search this
Yeah, no,
thing.
no. Sorry. So this is a scenario that I remember, right? So it's the first time I worked for Spada, right? It's the first time I wore trunks,
Yep.
right? I was wrestling you. I've never been in that ring before. That was the tall ring.
All-
and
all
it was
true.
weird. The ropes were like,
Yeah, the
it
ropes
was
were
weird.
higher than the
Yeah.
freaking pole.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird.
Don't need to change it. It's fine.
Yeah, and he wanted me to be a baby. And back then I barely did baby. I wasn't good at
Well,
being
we
a
were in
baby.
Lynn, Mass. You know, I figured
Yeah.
I'd do the mask gimmick. I was doing a
Yeah,
mask
so-
gimmick at the time for him
So,
also.
was it a great match? No, it wasn't.
You know, the match itself, I could say we had a decent match.
I remember the finish was screwed up.
The finish was screwed up. Yeah, the match itself, if I go, I actually watched it a couple years ago. The match itself was a solid match.
Yeah.
It was the finish. I don't know if it was miscommunication on what was called.
Yeah.
I know that it was supposed to be. I put you on a second turnbuckle,
Yeah.
on the top turnbuckle, and I go to suplex you, but you dump me as a beta bomb bump, and then
Alright.
from there you do the Oklahoma roll.
All right.
When it came time to that happening, Blackheart reverses me and tries to put me in the second rope.
So I'm thinking it was somebody probably wasn't sure what was going on, and I'm thinking that was me. You know.
But it was covered. I don't think it was something that the fans noticed. But Mike was a bully, and you know he nitpicked everything, and he was like he blew the finish. I'm like, Mike, no one know. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, all right, Mike, it's all right. So
But in true fashion, I should have just went back there the next night.
you should have.
Yeah, and we talked to the kids about errors and doing not stupid shit, but just in general. That's when.
And
shit
I
just went-
was kind of mad at Mike because, you know, I wanted you to work that Brockton High School show, which
Yeah.
was the next night. You went to Brockton High School. That was
yeah.
the school.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Mike? I don't know. He blew the finish. I'm like, Mike, you have guys like the Skunk.
Yeah, Skunky OG. Are you allowed to bring that name up?
I don't know. I just brought it up.
Oop.
I mean, they want us to be controversial.
Yeah,
so
bring up Skunky.
Skunky O'Malley.
Yeah, I like Skunky.
Talk about
in the
people
ring,
that
I thought
are
he was fine. Oh,
characters.
definitely a character. But
And people that have
outside,
been...
it's a different story.
I don't know the whole story, so
don't
I'm
either,
not
but-
gonna touch that. But yeah, in the ring and that type of atmosphere, he was a weird one. Let's
Yeah.
just leave it at that.
Yeah, do you know the story about that? So I remember I emailed Mike probably, I think I emailed him probably a couple days later thanking him for the opportunity.
Oh, you email Mikey?
Yeah, I think I emailed him, right?
Yeah.
And, he emailed me back.
It was probably Patty.
Well, I could hear his voice. It was like 2 or 3 lines.
Oh,
It was very short, all right? And then I can't remember if it was in the same email or down the road. He hit me up that I could work with him on on the money side. Like, hey, maybe we should do some things. I think he wanted me to funnel, the WWA money wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that was Mikey's pitch.
Yeah.
With individuals at some points, and it didn't pan out well half the time. You know the story when I had him and Chris Lataro speak about running a show.
I know you mentioned it, but man,
I felt
must have
like
been
odd in the
awesome.
line because Mike did his introduction. I'm such and such,
Yeah.
and I'm running all these shows, and I got all these connections with the office. And then Sataro's like, yeah, I'm bringing in 5-6 names. I'm running all these shows. I'm drawing all these people. It was like a battle of egos.
Yeah.
Nope, I can't work with him. Then Sataro's like, fuck him. I don't want to work with him, Rich. I'm like, all right, I tried.
Well, it's hard because in true wrestling fashion, to me, to this day, it has to be one guy has to have the final say.
Yeah, that wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, Chris.
No.
Mike.
No, in that case, there was going to be no compromise.
Yeah,
And I think the idea and the fact that you got that far is kudos to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
Ken says Piper was the man back in the day. Had some good matches. Awesome on the mic. Yeah, Piper was a good one
Imagine
too.
if Piper did the job for Hogan,
Yeah.
because that was one of the problems. He didn't want to do the job.
Well, Hogan, always wanted to make big money with Piper, but he didn't want to do the job.
Yep.
And it's unfortunately it took when they wasn't on their prime to finally do business in WCW.
Yeah.
Which was stupid. I'm pretty sure they were both
Yeah.
bummed out that, it was this easy. We should have done this fucking 20 years ago.
Yep.
So it was money to be made that they both lost.
So at every level, we don't always do the right business.
Same thing with Flair, you know,
Yeah.
he went back to WCW and they did business, and when they had that slight run, when Flair came in the first time to WWF, it wasn't what they were expecting, so.
Yeah, that whole thing was weird because I guess they ran the matches, I believe, on the West Coast.
Yeah, they did.
And supposedly the matches were good.
Yeah,
But the
supposedly
draw,
they had a good one in the Garden too that they never aired.
was that a Boston Garden?
No, Madison Square
All
Garden.
right, because I actually.
Probably they ran the same here
They
too.
ran it in Boston, because remember,
Yeah.
I saw it, and it was
Yeah.
probably like the first, I don't know, maybe 10 days that Flair was there, but
Mm-hmm.
match-wise, it was good.
Yeah.
But on the West Coast, it didn't draw, and Vince was worried that for WrestleMania it wouldn't draw,
Mm-hmm.
which,
I mean, they ran it with Savage.
Yeah.
I think if they would have spent the time and really
Oh, yeah, no, I
put
mean-
that rocket on their Flair,
oh, they would have been fine.
definitely would've-
Bobby was good.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been good.
The whole idea then was fresh. Him coming with the WCW title, the big belt, the
Yeah.
big gold. Him being the real world's champion at the time. I think it would have eventually picked up. It
Yeah,
just
yeah, no,
was done too quick in a rush, and that's why it didn't work out the way they wanted to. But it ended up working out eventually because he came back and he had a great run there on his second coming. Do we have any other comments? Not to be confused with Billy Warhawk. No, not to be confused with Nikki Steele. Yeah,
I love Nikki
yeah,
still.
Nikki Steele, rest in peace. You know, one of the good ones, one of the good workers in New England, and
Yeah, we miss-
unfortunately
we miss Nikki.
that he passed away so young. But we're getting here to almost wrapping up time
What,
because
do you want me to
Blackheart.
go? I'll put the flashlight on, you keep that going.
I'm gonna.
I'll shut the light off.
We're gonna take the little tour of the basement.
All right, so let me put the flashlight. You want me to go shut the light off to the people real effect?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead. We're gonna do this. Let's see if we got the flash going on here. We might go dark here in a bit here, folks. I'm gonna turn the camera around here because this is live.
All right, ready?
Here we go. Oh damn. That's promise.
You want to go in front though, right? I'll be in the.
Yeah, I'll go in front. I'll go in front. It's fine.
Good, because the ghost will get you first.
Yeah, it's fine. Even though the tan people go first in the movies, it's usually the lighter person who dies first, so it's okay.
What?
All right, here we go. You gotta point the flashlight at the long walk downstairs. Tell me if that's not creepy. Hearing sounds coming from down here. The long walk to the basement. And then turning in and seeing pitch black here. All right. Oh, shit. What was that? Okay, all right. So there you have it. I mean, this is it. This is where the magic happens.
Look at the, ooh,
I mean,
what's that door? Who put the door over there?
what door? Blackhouse over here putting doors and
No, so if you look over.
having
here,
people hide behind the.
So over here is the elevator shaft.
Yep.
And I remember when they opened it, there was clothes in there.
And if anybody is familiar with that light that's hanging there, it's been featured on.
Why don't you go there? Give them that video.
It's been featured on some stuff here. So point the light over here so that people can see the elevator here behind this here.
You almost scared me on that one.
There you see it. I mean, it is pretty creepy down here. So, I mean, at night, if you're by yourself and you hear noises in the upstairs, it will creep you out. Behind me, yeah, it's Blackheart behind me. There you see the shadow of Chris Blackheart, Mr. Ted DiBiase.
You want me to go first?
Go ahead, cause then I can't see cause the light.
Oh, no, that's
I'll
good,
go
'cause-
first.
You want to stay down here?
No?
So no sounds today. Oh,
Oh, shut up.
no creepy shit going down tonight.
Did you get the little creepies? No. When you were walking down there, or was it just me?
The chills, yeah, a little bit.
I got a little chills on that one.
I mean, it is creepy. It is, we can put the lights back on. All right. So the lights are back. Chris Blacker, you survived the walk.
I did, but I don't know about you, but when I was walking up, I got the chills, man.
I mean,
You didn't get the chills right here?
yeah, it is creepy. I got a little goosebumps, but we survive tonight. Like you said before, we need to get some people to come down here and really give the ghost story a closing to the whole situation. Is Diddy down there? I don't know. No baby oil bottles down there, so
Yeah, no, nothing.
we don't have no Diddy going on over here. But that is all I think for this week.
That's it. Let's wrap it up. A special Halloween edition. Always follow us on media at SP Wrestling on all the platforms.
That's all we have for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Rotten says good things.
All right, check behind you.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
All right.
Says something about Rotten. But we'll catch you next week here back on the Showcase Pod. We'll be in the studio hopefully next week.
And this Saturday, we'll see you in Woonsocket at 7:07.
All right, so that's all we have for the Boss Chris Blackheart. For Don Vega, this has been the Showcase Pod. We'll catch you right back here next week. Thanks for tuning in.